Bola sat up in bed, drenched in sweat, his heart pounding against his ribs. The dull glow of the streetlights outside filtered through the curtains of their Lagos apartment, casting eerie shadows on the walls. He had just woken from another strange dream, one that left him feeling oddly connected to something growing inside him. But that was impossible, wasn't it? His wife, Nkechi, stirred beside him, her swollen belly rising and falling with each breath. She was 7 months pregnant, and Bola had been right by her side throughout the journey. But lately, he had been feeling different. Nauseous in the mornings, constantly fatigued, and his stomach, there was no denying it, was growing rounder by the day. At first, he dismissed it as stress, then as a medical anomaly. But deep down, a gnawing fear gripped him. How could a man be pregnant? Word of Bola's condition spread quickly. Friends and family whispered in hushed tones. The doctors were baffled, unable to explain his symptoms. Nkechi, though supportive, was just as confused. "Bola, this is beyond science," she said one evening, her eyes filled with concern. "We need answers." Determined to get to the root of the mystery, Bola and Nkechi sought help from a renowned spiritualist in Yaba. The old woman, Mama Chidinma, studied Bola for a long moment before speaking. "This is not an ordinary condition," she said, her voice grave. "You carry something beyond the physical, a burden, a gift, or a curse. We must find out which." As days turned to weeks, Bola's condition worsened. His belly continued to swell, and he could feel something moving inside him. Was it real? Or was his mind playing tricks on him? The suspense became unbearable. Finally, on a stormy night, Bola collapsed in pain. Nkechi rushed him to the hospital, where chaos erupted. Doctors, nurses, and journalists flooded the halls. The mystery of the pregnant man had gripped the nation. What happened next would shock the world and change the course of history forever. Bola awoke to the harsh glare of hospital lights. He could hear the murmur of voices outside the room, doctors debating, journalists begging for interviews, and Nkechi's anxious whispers. Dr. Adebanjo, the hospital's chief physician, entered, his face grim. "Bola, we've run every possible test. What's happening to you isn't just medical, it's something else entirely." Bola swallowed hard. "What do you mean, doctor?" Dr. Adebanjo hesitated before continuing. "Inside you, we found traces of an unfamiliar energy, something neither human nor entirely spiritual." Mama Chidinma arrived soon after, holding a sacred staff. She approached Bola's bed, whispering incantations. The room trembled slightly as she placed her hands on his belly. "You are carrying an ancient soul," she revealed. "A spirit child, sent from another realm." But why? Bola's mind raced. What did this mean? Why him? As Nkechi squeezed his hand, he saw a shadow form on the wall, an unfamiliar figure with glowing eyes. A deep voice echoed in his mind. "Bola, your destiny is greater than you know. The child you bear is the key to restoring balance in this world." Fear gripped Bola, but deep within, he knew this was only the beginning. Days turned into weeks, and Bola's condition reached its peak. He felt both physically drained and spiritually connected to something far greater than himself. Nkechi, now due for delivery, remained by his side, determined to support him despite her own struggles. One night, a powerful storm engulfed Lagos. Thunder rumbled, shaking the very foundations of their apartment. Mama Chidinma called them to her shrine. "The time has come," she said. "Both you and your wife must deliver under the same moon, for your children are linked by destiny." Under the flickering light of oil lamps, Nkechi went into labor. At the same time, Bola felt an intense pressure in his core, as if something was ready to be born. He screamed in agony, yet there was no wound, no natural birth canal, only a radiant glow pulsing from his stomach. As Nkechi's cries filled the room, she gave birth to a healthy baby boy. At the same moment, a blinding light burst from Bola's body, illuminating the shrine. When the light faded, in his arms lay a newborn girl, her eyes glowing with a mystical energy. "They are the twins of prophecy," Mama Chidinma declared. "One of flesh, one of spirit. Together, they will bring balance to the world." News of the miraculous births spread far and wide. Scientists, spiritualists, and world leaders sought answers, but none could fully comprehend the divine intervention that had taken place. Bola, once an ordinary man, was now the father of a celestial being. His daughter, named Nkem, possessed wisdom beyond her years, while his son, Chijioke, grew with an unshakable connection to the physical world. As the years passed, Bola and Nkechi raised their children with love, shielding them from the world's curiosity.